The Secret of Success. Part 4. Building an Empire of Purpose. The years passed quickly. Ali was no longer the young graduate who had entered the engineering world with uncertainty and fear. He had gained experience, respect, and confidence. His projects were successful, his reputation was growing, and his career seemed secure. From the outside, everything looked perfect. Yet deep inside, something felt incomplete. Every morning he went to work. Every evening he returned home. The salary increased. The promotions arrived. The recognition continued. But a question kept returning to his mind. Is this all? The question followed him everywhere. During meetings, during business trips, during quiet evenings alone. The more he thought about it, the clearer the answer became. No, this was not all. He wanted something bigger, something meaningful, something that could create opportunities for others just as people had created opportunities for him. And that dream would change everything. A new vision. One evening, Ali sat in his apartment overlooking the city. He took a notebook and wrote a simple sentence. One day I will build a company that improves lives. He stared at those words for a long time. The idea excited him. It also terrified him. Starting a company meant risk. Huge risk. He had financial responsibilities. His family depended on him. His career was stable. Walking away from security seemed foolish. Many successful people remain trapped because comfort feels safer than growth. Ali understood this. Yet he also understood something else. Every major achievement in his life had required courage. The scholarship required courage. Moving to the city required courage. Entering the engineering profession required courage. Perhaps the next chapter required courage too. The decision. For months he researched. He studied business. Read books about entrepreneurship. Listened to successful founders. Analyzed failures. Examined markets. Asked questions. Learned continuously. Eventually he developed a plan. His company would focus on affordable engineering solutions for underserved communities. The goal wasn't simply profit. The goal was impact. When he finally shared the idea with friends, reactions were mixed. Some supported him. Others thought he was making a mistake. One colleague shook his head. You have a great job. Yes. You earn good money. Yes. You have stability. Yes. Then why risk everything? Ali smiled. Because I don't want to spend my life wondering what might have happened. The answer surprised even him. But it was true. Fear of failure was powerful. Yet fear of regret was stronger. The leap. 6 months later, Ali resigned. The decision shocked many people. His manager called him into the office. Are you sure about this? Yes. You understand the risks? Yes. You may fail. Ali nodded. I know. The manager studied him carefully. Then smiled. In that case, I wish you success. Walking out of the building felt strange. Exciting. Terrifying. Liberating. For years he had followed a structured path. Now uncertainty stretched before him. For the first time, his future rested entirely in his own hands. The difficult beginning. Starting a business was much harder than Ali expected. Far harder. He rented a tiny office. Purchased second-hand furniture. Used old equipment. Handled multiple roles himself. Engineer. Manager. Salesperson. Accountant. Customer service representative. Cleaner. Everything. During the first month, no clients appeared. The second month wasn't much better. The third month was worse. Bills continued arriving. Revenue remained small. Savings slowly disappeared. Stress increased. Daily. At night he often stared at the ceiling, unable to sleep. Questions filled his mind. What if this fails? What if everyone was right? What if I made the biggest mistake of my life? Some days fear became overwhelming. But every morning he returned to work. Because commitment means continuing even when confidence disappears. The first client. One rainy afternoon, a local organization contacted his company. They needed engineering assistance for a community development project. The contract was small, very small. Most large firms wouldn't even consider it. For Ali, however, it felt enormous. He treated the project as if it were worth millions. Careful planning, detailed execution, exceptional service. The client was impressed. Then something important happened. They recommended his company to others. One client became 2, 2 became 4, 4 became 10. Growth remained slow, but it was real. For the first time, Ali felt hope. Near bankruptcy. Just when things seemed to improve, disaster struck again. A major client unexpectedly canceled a contract. The financial impact was severe. Revenue dropped dramatically. Expenses remained unchanged. Within weeks, the company faced a serious crisis. Accountants delivered painful news. If conditions continued, bankruptcy was possible. Ali sat silently after hearing the report. The room felt heavy. Years of effort suddenly seemed at risk. Employees depended on him. Families depended on those employees. The responsibility weighed heavily on his shoulders. For several days, he barely spoke. He reviewed numbers repeatedly, searching for solutions, looking for options, trying to find a path forward. Many people would have surrendered. The pressure was enormous. The risk was real. Failure seemed possible, but Ali remembered every challenge he had survived. The failed exams, the financial struggles, the betrayals, the project crisis. Life had tested him before, and each time he had adapted. This situation would be no different. Reinvention. Instead of accepting defeat, Ali reinvented the business. He reduced unnecessary expenses, improved efficiency, expanded services, explored new markets, strengthened client relationships, invested in innovation. The process was exhausting. Months of uncertainty followed, yet gradually, results improved. New clients arrived, revenue increased, confidence returned, the company survived. Then it began growing faster than ever before. Looking back later, Ali realized something important. The crisis had actually strengthened the business. Without that difficult period, weaknesses would have remained hidden. Sometimes challenges reveal problems that success conceals. Leadership. As the company expanded, Ali faced a new challenge. Leadership. Managing projects had been difficult. Managing people was even harder. Employees had different personalities, different strengths, different weaknesses, different motivations. At first, Ali made mistakes. He tried controlling everything, reviewed every detail, monitored every decision. The approach created frustration, both for him and his team. Eventually, an experienced mentor offered advice. If you want growth, stop trying to do everything yourself. Ali listened carefully. The mentor continued, "Great leaders don't create followers. They create more leaders." Those words changed his perspective. Gradually he learned to trust people, delegate responsibility, encourage creativity, develop talent, support growth. The results were remarkable. Employees became more engaged, performance improved, innovation increased, the company became stronger. Ali discovered that leadership was not about power. It was about service, helping others become their best. Returning home, years after launching the company, Ali returned to Nurpur once again. This visit was different from all previous visits. The village had changed, new schools had opened, roads had improved, more young people pursued education. Progress was visible. Some of those improvements existed because of projects supported by Ali's company. Walking through the village filled him with emotion. He remembered the boy who once dreamed beneath the banyan tree. That boy could never have imagined this future. Yet the journey had begun with a simple decision: to believe. The school project. During this visit, Ali noticed that many children still lacked access to quality educational resources. The problem bothered him. Education had transformed his life. Perhaps it could transform theirs as well. Soon afterward, he funded the construction of a learning center in Nurpur. The project became deeply personal. When construction finished, the entire village celebrated. Children explored classrooms with excitement. Parents expressed gratitude. Teachers felt hopeful. During the opening ceremony, Ali addressed the crowd. He looked at the students sitting before him. Then he said, "When I was your age, I sat beneath a tree and dreamed of a better future." The children listened carefully. Ali continued, "I was not rich, I was not powerful, I was not special, but I learned something important." The crowd remained silent. Never allow your current circumstances to decide your future. The applause lasted several minutes. Success redefined. That evening, Ali sat beneath the old banyan tree. The same stars, the same village, yet everything felt different. As a child, success meant escaping poverty. As a student, success meant achievement. As a young engineer, success meant career growth. Now success meant something deeper. Impact, contribution, purpose, helping others rise. Because money alone cannot satisfy the human spirit. Achievement alone cannot satisfy the human spirit. People eventually seek meaning, and meaning often comes from service. The fourth secret of success. Late that night, Ali reflected on everything entrepreneurship had taught him. The risks, the failures, the near bankruptcy, the sleepless nights, the uncertainty, the growth, the impact. Every experience pointed toward a powerful truth. Eventually he discovered the fourth secret of success. Success becomes truly meaningful when it helps others succeed. Building wealth is valuable. Building influence is valuable. Building achievement is valuable. But building opportunities for others creates a legacy. A life focused only on personal gain remains small. A life focused on contribution becomes extraordinary. Ali understood this now, and although his company was thriving, an even greater challenge awaited him. A challenge that would test not his skills, not his intelligence, not his courage, but his character. And through that challenge, he would discover the final and most important secret of success.